Hey everybody, how you doing? It's been a long day, but the angels reminded me of a story that they thought I should share with you. Um, if this, if they hadn't been there to help me, I wouldn't be here today. um, at the time I was married, I had two rather small children. I think they were probably 7 and 8, maybe 6 and 7, somewhere in there. And we had foster children. At the time, I believe we had 4 foster girls. And my first husband, my husband at the time, I've mentioned him before that he was a narcissist and just not a nice person. We had to stop having foster girls because he couldn't behave himself with them. He'd be laying on the couch and he'd pull one especially on top of him, and she'd lay on top of him until I would, see it and tell them to cut it out. And half the time he'd still hold her there and wouldn't listen to me, and so I finally just had to have the girls removed because I couldn't trust him. But also, the story I'm going to tell you right now happened, and I had to get the girls out of there because I was pretty sure that I would have to leave and get a divorce. I didn't know what was going to happen. My family forced me to stay, so I couldn't leave and I couldn't get a divorce. But he tried to kill me, and there was at least one of the girls that was in on it with him. My sister had been selling insurance, life insurance, and we got life insurance on our children and ourselves, and it was a very large amount of life insurance that was on me. I think it was $1 million, and the same was on him. He, like I said, he wasn't a nice person. We got up in the morning and did our chores, ate our breakfast, and decided that we needed to run into town to get a few things. And so we were all going to go and get into our vans so we could go to town. Well, trying to remember exactly how it happened. I was in the house and I was getting the kids out to the van, and I thought, everyone was out there, and I went to get in the van. My husband was driving, and he stopped. He had an auto body shop, and he stopped in front of the auto body shop, and he said, "Oh shit, I forgot to turn the car off." And I said, "What car?" He said, "The car that I've got in there that I'm working on. I had it running, and I forgot to turn it off." "Well, you go in there and turn it off, and then we'll go." So I jumped out of the van and went to the door and got inside the shop to the car, and I heard somebody at the door of the shop, and they locked it. And I thought, this what's going on? But I thought, well, I'll just shut the car off. So I went to shut the car off, and the doors were locked. All of the doors were locked. The trunk was shut and locked. I couldn't get in to turn the car off. And I noticed that the car must have been running for a long time, because this big shop was very full of carbon monoxide, is it? Or dioxide? I think it's monoxide. Anyway, it was full of exhaust fumes. And I heard the van drive away. And I thought, what in the world? Why are they driving away? And I went and was hollering at the door, and they were gone. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I started panicking. And again, thank God, the angels were with me. And they said, Candy, calm down. Remember, go to the back of the shed. There's a thin wall back there under the shelves. Push a shelf out of the way and kick your way through the back wall. And so that's what I did. I went to the back wall of the shed, and thank goodness they were right. It was very thin there. And I was able to kick my way through the wall of the shed. Well, I had inhaled enough of the fumes that by the time I got out of the shed and got halfway to the house, I passed out in the middle of the yard. And I was still unconscious when they got back from town with the van. And the kids, of course, were, oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay, Mama? Are you okay? And they did have to take me in. I did have to have therapies and treatments, and that chamber, can't remember what it's called, but it's a pressure chamber that I had to be in to get rid of the poisons from my body. But thank goodness I had the angels, and they were able to communicate with me. And once again, they saved my life. The angels have saved me so many times from so many difficult situations, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. So, blessings, love, light, namaste. If you enjoy my stories, please like and subscribe and share my story with your friends. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.